Hello everyone, it's Carrie from Inky Bee Journals and Ephemera. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, hello and welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us. So today we are continuing on with the Shabby Pink Roses journal, and today is part 2. And today we are going to be creating signatures. Now in the last video I did show you how I created this fabric cover, and today we are going to do the signatures. So I have 4 signatures in here. They are not completed yet, obviously. So I've done these first 3 because they're all cut to the same size and they've all been completed. So we'll put those aside and I will show you how I'm going to be adding some extra pages using these digitals, and I will be cutting it down to match the size of the other 3 and to fit within this journal cover here so that it's not quite so big. So we'll be working on that today. So without further ado, let's get started. So for those of you who don't know what a signature is yet, if you're new to junk journaling and you're still learning what certain things are, and you're still trying to learn what a signature is and how to put one together, I'll explain that to you now and then we'll move on. So a signature is essentially when you put papers together and you fold them together and then you get a signature, and that's when they look like this. And that becomes, when they're all folded together like this, that becomes your signature. So how we get it to that point is you choose all the pages that you want in your signature and you figure out however you want to, what order you want to put them in your signature. So I'm just going to choose the first page that I want for my the front of my signature, and then I'm going to do what I call the taco method, and that is where I just hold my hand in this cup sort of shape, and then you put the folded edge of your page or folded page down into your hand like that. Then you open it up and you hold it like that, like it's your taco shell, and then you get the second page that you would like in your signature and you put the folded edge down into that crease and then you open that up, and you continue to do that for all the pages that you want in your signature in the order that you want your signature to be in. So we'll just go along and we'll continue to do that same process for all of the pages that we want to put in our signature. Of course, you can look back through them and change them around if you feel you need to. And once we have done this with all of our pages, we can then start adding in whatever else we want to our signature pages, any embellishments or ephemera that you want to add that might be a bit hard to do before you stitch them together. Add some extra pages if you feel you want them. And we just continue stacking them, one on top of the next. Now if if they become a little bit out of place, you can always tap them together and neaten them up once you've finished stacking them together. So there we have all of our signature pages together. They've all been folded and put together like that. Now just tap them down and get them so that they're all as tightly packed in there as we can get them. And there is your signature. So from there on, we can continue on with adding these extra digitals. So the extra digitals that I'm using today, I will link in the description box below for you, and they are created by Blossom Paper Art. Now I think the lady that creates these, I think her name is Tammy, and she's a lovely lady. So I will link her Etsy website in the description box below for you. So I will show you how I fold these, and that is how I then I will show you how I fold them and put them within the signature, and we will cut this down as well. So I'm just going to fold these. So basically I am going to turn these images upside down so that the back side is facing up, and I'm just going to fold them in half. So I'm just going to take one short side and fold it over to the other short side. And you need to try and make sure you're lining up two edges evenly as you can, and even up the top and the bottom as well, as evenly as you can. So once I have them even, I just run my finger to the middle like this, and then I just run my finger and my thumb up and down like that. Now I grab my ergonomic bone folder and I just burnish that crease down, and then you have your page folded. So I'm going to continue to do that with these other digitals. Just lining them up as evenly as I can. It doesn't matter if they are slightly uneven, but try to get the edges as even as you can. And the reason I burnish the crease line after I have folded is because when you burnish each piece, I find it helps your signature to go together just that little bit easier, and can help take out some of that real bulk, because you've given those creases a nice firm burnishing, flattening them out. Helps them all sit together a little bit nicer. If you hear a whirring sound in the background of this video, I do apologise. We have winter here in Australia at the moment, and I have my air conditioner going and it is quite close to where my table is. So I do apologise if that sound is audible in the background. Hope it's not too disturbing for you. Too distracting, I should say. Okay, so there's all of our pages folded together. Folded individually, I mean. So the next thing I'm going to do is flip through this signature that I've got so far and just add them in, and I may actually turn some of them around and actually fold them the other way, so we'll just see how we go. So I'm just going to slide one in there. So this just breaks up. See how before I had two plain pages? By putting this one in, it just breaks up those two pages a little bit. So I'm going to leave some of them like this because I will actually write on some, and others we will add some ephemera and things to help break up all that blank space. So I have several digitals designs within this signature, or these signatures generally, and I've also added in some coffee dyed paper. And if you are wondering how you get coffee dyed paper, if you're new to junk journaling, you can find all sorts of videos on how to do that. It's quite easy. I haven't really got the setup myself to be able to show you how I do that, but it's really quite easy. You can also buy digitals already made to look like paper dye, which is actually what coffee dye, which is actually what I have printed on the back of these. It's very faint. See, this is an artificial coffee dye or tea dye, and this is one that I've actually dyed myself. So there is a colour difference, but they are going to go together okay. So these next couple, I might actually fold back the other way and just break it up just that little bit. I'll do one more in amongst here. And I'll just fold that back the other way. Go a few more pages down. Do it that way? Yeah, we'll do it that way because that goes that way. Alright, so that just adds a few extra pages to the signature. So I'm actually going to tap it toward everything towards the top instead of towards the bottom. And then we have all of this excess down the side and across the bottom that we need to cut down. So we will do that. Now what I actually did with the others is once I cut the first one, is I actually just lined up the first one with each of the others, and I just cut these myself a little mark along here, and that just tells me roughly where I need to cut. Although I think I need to go back just that little bit further. Basically just cut it. Before I cut, I'm going to just bring in my smaller self-healing cutting mat, which is upside down. And I'm just going to line the edge of my ruler up with where I want to cut. So along that edge just there. And I'm just going to use my finger blade. Now if you don't have a finger blade, you can use some type of X-Acto knife or box cutter type knife, or Stanley type knife like this, if that is what you have available. You could do it with scissors. It wouldn't be an easy job to do with scissors. You can use a paper trimmer. Again, it might be a little bit difficult that way. I find the most effective way is with a ruler and a craft knife. And just do this slow and steady because we don't want any accidents. So putting pressure down on your metal ruler and put the tip of your blade down to the edge of the ruler and hold it up on a bit of an angle, and just go slowly and steadily. Now you don't have to press very hard, just enough. The sharper your blade, the better your cut edge will be, but let the blade do the work for you. This will mean a number of passes, however many passes you might need. I don't think my blade is as sharp as I thought it was. Anyway, and we'll just take then I'm just going to turn it, and I'm going to do the same thing. we go. So there we have our signature completed. So it goes to the back of these, and they're all virtually the same. Now there might be some slight little differences. I know I need to replace my blade because that's all jagged on the edge there, but that's okay, I can fix that later. So there's the signatures all cut, and so the next thing we can do is look at making some things to go within the signatures that I will sew into the signatures, and then I will sew the signatures into the journal cover itself. So that can be in the next video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button, and so YouTube can send you notifications when I upload new videos. And I will put a link in the description box below for this ergonomic bone folder, which is great for people like myself who have arthritis and other wrist and elbow problems and whatnot. And I will put a link in the description box below for the digitals that I used by Shabby, by Blossom Paper Art. And the kit that I used is pink vintage shabby chic roses. So I will link the Etsy store below for you. So I'll leave the video there for now, and until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.